All right, if you're a gardener, you definitely know this little creature. You see those pincers on its back end, and yeah, your first thought is probably pest. But what if the story is way more complicated than that? Today, we're going to take a closer look at the earwig, your garden's secret frenemy.
So, this is the big question, right? You see one scuttling for cover when you pick up a flower pot, and you have to decide in that split second, is this insect here to help me, or is it about to destroy my prize-winning zinnias? The answer, surprisingly, is both. And let's be honest, when you see one darting out from under a damp leaf, that immediate squash reflex kicks in. It's a completely understandable reaction. But before you act on it next time, let's just pause and take a closer look at what's really happening in your garden's ecosystem.
What if I told you that in a balanced garden, the earwig is actually one of your best allies? It turns out they have a kind of night job that's incredibly beneficial for your plants and especially for your soil. This is where their friend status really comes from. See, they wear two different hats. On one hand, they are these relentless predators of common garden pests, and on the other, they're a vital part of the cleanup crew, breaking down dead stuff and enriching your soil. And when we say they're predators, we mean it. They have a serious appetite for the things you really don't want in your garden. They're out there every night hunting for aphids, mites, and even the eggs of destructive insects like the codling moth. In fact, in some fruit orchards, they're actually considered heroes for controlling woolly apple aphids. And then there's their other crucial role, the decomposers. They spend a huge amount of their time shredding up decaying leaves and other organic bits. This process actually helps your compost pile work faster and make sure all those valuable nutrients get returned to the soil for your plants. Okay, so they're helpful until they're not. This is the part of the story you're probably much more familiar with. You know, the ragged holes in leaves and the nibbled flower petals. So let's look at when and why these helpful little critters suddenly turn into a problem. The key thing to understand is that earwigs don't start out as the bad guys. They only turn to your healthy plants when one of two things happens. Either their population gets way too big for the garden to support them, or their favorite food, all those other pests and decaying stuff, starts to run out. And when they do turn, they have a very specific menu. They absolutely love soft plant tissue. This is why you'll see them devouring the delicate petals of your dahlias and zinnias, munching on corn silks, or even damaging soft fruits like strawberries. And probably the worst part is they can mow down an entire row of young seedlings overnight. Now here is a really helpful tip for any gardener. You see those ragged holes and you might immediately blame slugs, but I want you to look closer. If it's earwig damage, you'll see the chewed leaves, but you will not find that telltale, glistening slime trail that slugs and snails always leave behind. That's the giveaway. So what do you do when the earwigs have turned your garden into their personal salad bar? Well, the good news is you do not need harsh chemicals. The goal is to just restore the balance with some simple, super effective, and totally organic fixes. Before we get into the methods, it's really important to remember the goal here. We are not trying to eliminate every single earwig. Remember, they play a beneficial role. The real mission is just to bring their population back down to a healthy, balanced level. It's all about gentle management. Okay, let's build what might be the single most effective organic earwig trap there is. It's so simple. You just take a shallow can, punch some holes near the top, and then add the magic bait. Equal parts vegetable oil and soy sauce. That fermented, salty smell of the soy sauce is completely irresistible to them. You just bury the can so the holes are at ground level and it does all the work for you. Now, if traps aren't your style, there are a few other simple tricks. Earwigs love tight, damp, dark places, so a rolled up damp newspaper makes the perfect hiding spot for them. Just put one out at night, and in the morning, shake all the earwigs that collected inside into a bucket of soapy water. Another simple thing, just clean up their favorite hiding spots, like pulling back thick mulch from the base of your vulnerable plants or clearing away piles of leaves. That can be enough to encourage them to move along. So we've kind of reframed the earwig, haven't we? It's not just a simple pest, but a really complex part of your garden's ecosystem. A frenemy you manage, not destroy. And that leaves us with a final thought. What other creatures in your garden, the ones you might be quick to squash, could actually be playing a hidden, helpful role? It really makes you look at the whole system a little differently.